Now, with NIO selling these good deliveries, one of the questions that so many people have is how are the gross margins being compromised by the kind of discounts that NIO is offering? I mean, you will know that NIO is offering an 18,000 RMB discounts to those that are buying, of course, their cars, which is roughly around $2,500. So with, of course, those that are swapping their old cars for the NIO, I think it's around 10,000 RMB. So those are the sort of like discounts that NIO is giving to those that buy the NIO cars. But one of the questions that I've been receiving even on this channel, it's of course, how are the gross margins going to be impacted by this? Some of the people are already concluding to say that the gross margins are going to be heavily impacted by this. I mean, yesterday we did or read an article coming from Bank of America who was saying that they are downgrading the NIO stock price because they forecast that the gross margins will be hurt in the future, or the gross margins or the losses for NIO rather might increase in the near future, or from the year 2024 to 2026, which is something that, of course, that also fueled more to the people that are worried about the gross margins. And one thing that I said yesterday is that, of course, we'll see, or the answer to that we'll see on Q2 or during the Q2 earnings. But today, ladies and gents, it got me thinking, and I went back and realized that, hold on, though we are talking about the discounts that NIO is offering here, NIO has also been improving in terms of making sure that their gross margins increase for their car. I mean, one of the things that the NIO CEO said last year is that for them to improve, or for their gross margins to go over 20%, they will have to produce their own chips. They will have to, of course, produce their own batteries, which with chips they made quite good progress, because they already, I think, 4 chips that NIO is already producing for themselves, which is something that is pretty amazing or pretty exciting. Now, another thing very important that we read, you will know that back in is it September, October of last year, NIO's partner that helps them with producing their cars, Jack, announced that they will be parting ways with NIO, and they will be selling their 600 or assets worth $600 million, which, ladies and gents, that was not good, because at that time NIO did not have a license to produce their own car. But at a later stage, we then read that NIO responded to that by saying that they will be buying their assets, and NIO officially getting a license to produce their own car. I think I did a video early this year where we were talking about NIO, of course, officially getting a license to produce their own cars. Now, how is this very important? This is important because, ladies and gents, NIO, you will know that based on the report we read last year, 2021-2022, NIO was paying Jack around $1,260 per car they produce. And to know that, of course, Jack was the one assisting NIO produce their car, it means that all the cars that NIO has been producing until this year, ladies and gents, NIO was paying them roughly around $1,260. And because NIO and Jack's partnership is coming to an end, ladies and gents, you will agree with me when I say that the NIO will be retaining also the money that they would normally be paying to Jack, right? Which is the $1,260. I mean, NIO had, of course, this agreement on both their factories. You know that NIO has got 2 factories where they produce their cars, the F1 and the F2 factory. The F1 factory, you will know that early this year, if I'm not mistaken, I think in January, we saw, of course, pictures of the Jack logo or the Jack name being removed from that factory. I don't know if whether that entailed that NIO already by January they started producing their cars, or NIO was just preparing, because as per the article we read back in October, the contract between NIO and Jack for the F1 factory is supposed to end around end of May. And what we saw in January, where of course the Jack logo was being taken down, we don't know if whether that simply means that NIO already started producing their cars then, but we'll find out as time goes on. I hope, or we'll probably get clarity somewhere, somehow, I hope. But as per their contract, we know that the contract for the F1 factory of NIO and Jack is supposed to end of May, which would mean that from now, June, if that is the case, following the contract, it means that now from the 1st of June going forward, NIO will be producing their cars, therefore retaining that $1,260 which they were paying to Jack per car, which that will improve their gross margins. I think we can agree on that. That will improve their gross margins, which will sort of like make the discounts that NEO is offering, ladies and gents, to not have that much impact as many people are thinking, or to not have much impact as many people are saying, including some institutions, or like an institution like Bank of America, who said that the losses will be more and whatnot. I just thought I should just give you this clarity to say that yes, of course, we might see gross margins being impacted by the discounts that NEO is giving to those that buy the NEO cars, but don't forget about the 1,260, which NEO, ladies and gents, as per the agreement from the 1st of June, NEO should be producing their own cars on the F1 factory, right? Which, what we still don't know is if whether NEO taking down the Jack logo or the Jack name in January, did it mean that NEO has already started producing their cars? That is what we don't know yet, but I hope we get clarity on that. But as it stands, from in the F1 factory, which it is producing most of the NEO vehicles, NEO now they are producing their own cars, which is something that is pretty exciting. So yeah, man, this is good news. And over and above this, you'll know that we spoke of the chips. I mean, there is the LiDAR sensor chip that of course NEO is producing themselves, so which I can't remember clearly, but of course I think NEO said that they would be saving like $100 per chip, and of which, to get to know that all the NEO cars have got LiDAR sensors, you can imagine the $100 they would be saving on that one chip. And there are also other chips that NEO, ladies and gents, it is producing themselves, so which is something that is pretty exciting, and that ladies and gents, will improve or make their gross margins to be better, which therefore Q2 might not be as bad as what many people are thinking, because obviously, because of the discounts, people obviously are thinking that things will be bad, but they never consider or take into cognizance the fact that NEO producing their own cars will help them with the gross margins. The NEO producing their own chips might also help them with the gross margins. They tend to forget that, but I just thought I should just remind you on this video. Otherwise, with all that, guys, I just thought I'd just give you this quick update. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the likes button, comment and subscribe. And once you subscribe, don't forget to hit or click that notification bell so that at least you get notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey. And before you buy NEO for the very first time, it is always good that you do your own due diligence, so that at least you can be comfortable as you are investing onto this stock. Otherwise, that's all from me, and God bless you all.